Hi, Flosstube. My name is Stephanie, and this is my first Flosstube, so welcome. I wanted to try and put myself out there a little bit and join the Flosstube community. I generally hate the sound of my voice, and I hate being on camera, so hopefully this isn't a hot mess of a video for you. But after watching so many Flosstube videos from so many of you, and learning so much, I wanted to share a little bit of what I'm working on and continue to grow and meet people in the Flosstube community. So I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching. So I guess a little bit about me. I live in the Midwest. I'm in Michigan, and I am a mom of two boys, and I work full-time outside the home, but crafting is something that I really enjoy, and I've gotten away from cross-stitching and have recently come back into it and found Flosstube and all of you. I did start cross-stitching when I was about 8 with my grandma, and did that roughly through my teens, and then kind of put it down, and an undisclosed number of years later, now I've picked that back up. So we're not going to say how many. But I started cross-stitching again probably around April of 2020 of this year. I got a diamond painting from my sister for Christmas and kind of fell in love with diamond painting and found the diamond painting community on YouTube. And one of the big diamond painting YouTube channels, of course, is Rachel Ray. And she had gotten into cross-stitch and was sharing that, and I decided to pick it back up. So Rachel Ray, if you ever watch this, which probably won't, thank you. But from there, I found so many other videos, and Erin, Two Martini Stitcher, Stitch a Mommy, Just Keep Stitching with Pam and Steph, and Stitch and Jewels have been probably my go-to that I watch every week, and there's so many more, but those are the ones I found and have kind of stuck with. And thank you to all of them for kind of giving me the courage to do this. So that being said, I guess everything's a new start and a whip at this point on Flosstube 1. So I thought I would show you some of my current whips and then a little bit of the haul that I got in the last week. I don't have much stash, but a little bit. And some plans. We're right at the end of August. So sharing my plans for September, where I'm going to go from there. So I guess starting with my whips. First, I have the Home for Christmas Sal, which is by Fuzzy Fox Designs on Etsy and Instagram. And this is how far I've gotten. So I just have the border started, and I have house 1. This is going to be 16 little Christmas houses. She's released 3 so far, so I'm a little behind, but that's okay. I'll catch up before Christmas, I'm sure. Just had some other stuff I wanted to focus on. But you can check that out. You can still get it. It's not a very expensive sale. I remember it's mostly called for DMC with a few beads. I've never done beads and I don't have any, so we'll see how that goes, if I venture into that or not. But so that is that. Another one that I have is Turtle. I call it Turtle. It's a turtle design from Etsy. This is what it looks like. And I don't have offhand who created it, so I will put in the comments below. I will link a picture and where I found that. This is how far I've gotten. So some good progress on this. This one I'm actually stitching on, and this Ada is super, super stiff. I actually kind of don't like it. I believe it's 16 count. It's just from Joann's. And I'm actually stitching 4 strands on this because I liked the way it was kind of the texture. It's a little hard to get through, but it's really full and plump. And I probably wouldn't do this on a full coverage piece, but for this piece, I really like the way it's coming out. So. And this is just a handful of colors on DMC floss that I'm using. And I apologize, these are all going to be like wrinkled because I don't own an iron. I'm not very homey, so we'll figure this out. Another one is actually a start that I had this week, I guess this past weekend, It's Welcome to Tatooine from Country Magic Stitch on Etsy, and this is how far I've gotten. And this one, let me show you. This is what it's going to look like. And I am stitching this on an 18 count easy grid, which I got from Charting Creations. So like I said, that's about 2 days touching. And this, I actually bought 4 patterns, and I wanted to show these. I haven't started these other ones yet, but I'm going to put all 4 of these in my stitchy room. So then I also have Visit Hogsmeade, the Shire, and King's Landing. So she has a whole bunch, Jurassic Park, other things, and there's a ton from each of these, but those were my favorites, and I thought these 4 would look really nice, kind of all together. So I'm going to stitch all of them on the same fabric. They're all the same size. So very excited for that. I have those kitted up, but I thought I would start with Star Wars. That's my boy's favorite. So, the next one project I'm doing, I found out about this from Rachel Ray, but this is Peppermint Purple. It's a year of black work. And so every week she releases another, whether it's a small box or a larger rectangle, pattern of black work. And it's completely free. You just need to join the Facebook group. And the called for goes through kind of a rainbow of DMC patterns, kind of purples and blues. I opted to just stitch DMC 910, so it's just a nice green, and this is on an 18 count oatmeal. So I really like the way that's coming out. And I just try and put a little bit of, I started in the middle and I'm working my way back up, but just because of where I joined, I just joined this probably 4 weeks ago. So this is how far I've gotten, and I just try and pick this up a little bit here and there and at least put a strand in every day or so, every other day. But I really do love the way this is coming out. It's really fun. And if you're not really into backstitch, you're comfortable with backstitch, this is also something that's actually, I think this is really helping me with my backstitch. So excited for that. Another project I have, and I have this actually in one of the Garon, this is their new mini project bag size. It's like a 6x9, I think. And these bags are just the best. I have a bunch of them. But you'll see a theme. I love Harry Potter, Disney, travel. That's kind of where I live, and I like doing things that are a little bit different. So this one is from Shoshuda on Etsy, Shoshuda Cross Stitch. And this one, I will put a picture in of what it will look like, but this is my progress so far. And this is actually on 14 count from Ada from 123 Stitch. This was kind of the project that I got me back into cross stitch. So I will put a picture of what this will look like finished right here. And, so yeah, so that one, very excited for. And this is just all called for DMC. And there's minimal back stitching on this. She has some really cute seasonal samplers that are all the same kind of block design. They're really cute. So check her out. My next project is, see the theme here. This is the Haunted Mansion sign from Disneyland. And I will put a picture of what this will look like finished right here. Okay. So this one is on 20 count easy grid Ada, also from Charting Creations. And this one, I wanted to be able to take this and travel with it in the car if I have to go to stuff for my boys. So I've done an outline here of one shade of green so that I can kind of fill that in and work without the pattern. But I did want to drop down and get into this orange for the letters. I love that orange. And even though I'm not really an orange fan, but I really like that color. And so that was the last thing I did was I started the H and a little bit into the A here. So going to make progress. This is actually for a gift. So I definitely want to keep this in my rotation and try and keep this moving along. And then I have two more pieces, and those pieces are both Heaven and Earth designs. And this is definitely inspired because of Rachel Ray with the Heaven and Earth design pattern that she chose is kind of how I found Heaven and Earth designs. You know, when you're getting back in a cross stitch and you haven't done it in a while, why not jump in and start a couple heids? Because, you know, it will only take me the next 5 years to finish them, but hey, why not, right? So I have two different ones. The first one I started is one I'm really super excited about. It's called Floral Bird of Paradise. And I will actually insert a picture of that here. And this is how far I've got. I started in the upper right corner because it may be a little hard to tell, but because I'm stitching on white Aida, but this is all 3/865 with some 3770 here. And so I am through the first page here and then moving into the second page over. I wanted to start actually where there's less color because I know this is going to get boring. I shouldn't say boring, but more monotonous. And I guess I just wanted to punish myself. I don't know. But I wanted to look forward to doing the color and finishing up the bulk of the flowers and the leaves at the end. So I wasn't just doing this at the end. I know that would probably drag out my finish. So this is how far I've gotten. This is actually on a makeshift PVC roller frame mock-up. So I was trying to decide if I wanted to get a roller frame, and this one is a slightly smaller one, which is why this fabric's rolled up, but I got clips from Amazon that fit this 3/4 PVC pipe, and you can actually turn this into a modified roller frame. There's some YouTube videos out there that have done this, and it actually works really well. Rather than making the investment and then, of course, waiting the 3 months to get the actual roller frame, this kind of gives me an idea if I'm going to use it, especially just coming back into cross stitch. And this is actually, like I said, it's working pretty well, but this is going to be a big piece. You can see here, and it's even rolled up here. This is on 18 count, and this was before I knew about Easy Grid. So I've done this every 20 squares myself, and this is actually just a piece of Aida from Michael's or Joanne's, but this Aida is actually super soft. I love it. It's fabulous. And just trying to make some progress, learning about parking and all of that kind of stuff. So, but this will be about 25 inches square when it's done, I believe, and I have a place already picked out for this to go. So very excited for this. And this was, you know, they tell you if you're going to do a Heaven and Earth design, make sure you do one that you fall in love with. And I fell in love with that one right away. So that kind of spoke to me. And then the last one that I have to show you for today for WIP is my other Heaven and Earth designs. And this is White Mini Magnolia. And I'll put a picture of that right here. So White Mini Magnolia is also a Heaven and Earth design by Michelle Broom, I believe. And I started in the upper left corner here. This is a page finish, and going into page 2 here. I was just started to work in some of my parked threads. This is on 25 count, Easy Grid Lugana, and also from Charting Creations. And this one, I'm actually doing 2/1 tent stitch. And I don't know if you can see, but I mean, it's really great coverage. I love how this feels. It feels like a tapestry. I'm in love with this. I'm in love. If I could start my other Heaven and Earth on 25 and do 10, I would. But I'm not going to give up after I have a page done. Plus, I want it to be bigger for the place I have it set to go. So, but I really feel like 25 count 10 stitch is kind of where I'm living right now, happy. And I believe Stitching Mommy just had a YouTube not too long ago over the summer that kind of talked about the same thing, and I agree with everything she said. But yeah, so this is shaping up, I think, fairly nicely. I love the detail in it and very, very happy. And I can make a lot of progress on this. And like I said, I'm further along on this one than the other one. And I started this July 4th. So only about a month and a half on this one. And I love it. I think that's it for my whips. I guess with that, I do have a little bit of haul, like I said, and some plans. So the first thing I found was, or that I've received in the last 2 weeks was, I think Michelle Bendy Stitchy and Erin at the Two Martini Stitcher had mentioned Frogwarts Year 1 from the Black Needle Society. And it was going to be a retreat that ended up being canceled. It was in July, and it was Harry Potter themed. And at the end of July, they had some pieces that were left over, random kit items that were available for purchase, and I was able to snag 2. So the first thing I purchased was this. This is the linen, and I apologize. I'll show you why it's still in the plastic, so I apologize for the glare. But this is actually, it's a linen, which I've never stitched on linen. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to stitch on linen. Maybe by the time I have my pattern for this, I will be able to stitch on linen. But this is, so as part of their retreat box, they released a Frogwarts Year 1 pattern as part of that box. You can't buy it yet, but they did say they were going to put it on sale January 1st. So I snagged this fabric, and I love the way they have it addressed. And then on the back, they have the wax seal with the Hogwarts logo on it, which is adorable. So I've left it in here just because it's too cute. But this I'm going to save because I am going to buy that pattern, and I'm going to do that. And that was what will go on this. The other item I was able to snag from that is their Every Flavor Floss from Coloring Cotton. And as I said, everything I've done so far is all called DMC. I have no fancy floss. I've never bought fancy floss. I'm a bit nervous on using fancy floss. Don't know how different it's going to be, but I figured this was a good way to try. And the colors are adorable. So the colors that came, you get 5, came in that little box. And so this first one is Blueberry, and I love this. It's a lovely variegated blue. Next one is Earwax. That's kind of, let's see here. Focus. You can see it's kind of a yellow taupey color. The next is Cherry. This one is not variegated, but it's beautiful. And then there's Bogey, a bogey flavored one. And that's got kind of like celery green, celadon in there. Love that. Oops. And then Tutti Frutti, which is just fun, like a cotton candy kind of purple, pink, blue. So I have no idea what to use these for. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Let me know how to use fancy floss. For those of you, if anyone watches this who's good with that, let me know. love to hear that in the comments. But yeah, so that was fun. And then the other bit of haul that I purchased, I blame Erin and Pam and Steph at Just Keep Stitching, because they introduced me to Brandy at Be Stitch Me with her Friday Fight Night Facebook group. And so 2 weeks ago, I was able to score 2 pieces of fabric. I did get one this past Friday that's coming. So I can see this is going to be dangerous. But this first one I have is a vanilla latte 25 count opal Lugana. And again, let's see a little bit. It's a really lovely color, and I think you can see the sparkle a little bit with the opal. It's gorgeous. So the plan for this, because it is a little bit of a bigger piece, is to do Silver Creek Samplers My Christmas List. That is on my wish list. So here's hoping I get that soon, and that's what I want to stitch on that. I think that will look fabulous for this. So that is that. And the second piece that I got is it's a smaller piece, but it's 22 count Ada, and it is a light purple. Let's get kind of washed out. You can kind of see it. It's a lavender kind of color, a little bit of gray in it, but I love it. Purple is my favorite color, so this is awesome. And this is, I'm planning on using this for the Stitchonomy Halloween sale that's going to start in September. So it's pretty small, so I will actually really only use like half of this for that. So I'll find something else to use for the other piece, but I really love that. So again, that's a 22 count. And I really do love 20. I like 18, but I'm really liking the 22 count size. So excited about that. So, and then the last bit of haul is all Erin to Martini Stitcher's fault. So I ended up buying the Harry Potter book covers, which was her focus piece for her Velasano fundraising effort over the summer. And I just got the last of the floss for it. So it's fully kitted. I bought the pattern, and the fabric is actually arriving today in the mail. I just got a note right before I sat down that it's out for delivery. So super excited about that. And that is going to be a September start for me. But I am doing 25 count. I'm going to do the half stitch, just like the mini magnolia. And Fox and Teacup Designs is the designer of that pattern, and I will insert that pattern right here. So amazing. Love that. Can't wait to start that. And I'm going to start that. So Black Needle Society that I mentioned is doing a free online retreat, Stitchy retreat, the first weekend in September. And it's in a Facebook group, and you can apply to join and check them out on Instagram. They have more information there. But I am going to be a part of that. So that Harry Potter book cover piece is going to be my Stitchy start for that weekend retreat, so I can get hopefully a good start going on book one on that. So that is my early September plans. The other plans I have include further working on Bird of Paradise, my big Heaven and Earth design piece. There was a challenge in the Heaven and Earth Facebook group to get 10,000 stitches on a piece within August and September. I am about 4,000, or no, just under 4,000 stitches, about 3,800 stitches in. So I'm going to try and get the remaining 6,200 in for September on that piece. And then, as I said, Haunted Mansion is a gift, so I want to make some progress on that as well. So I think those 3 items with this new start and as big a piece as that is are going to be my main focus. I also have the stitch alongs that I have, and I'm going to continue to work on those hopefully as well in between. So that's it for plans. Hopefully you've made it this far. Hopefully you've stuck around and this isn't a total hot mess. But thank you for watching. And if you don't mind, and you made it this far, leave a comment. Leave a comment down below. Tell me how you found this video, where you're from, what you're working on, any other pointers, questions, anything. I'll try and leave links to all the patterns in the description box. And hopefully the insertion of all my photos goes well. This will be my first time editing a YouTube video, so bear with me. Get better with time. For now, I'm going to attempt to at least do Flosstube monthly to start. I don't want to overcommit and get over crazy. But if I end up picking up the cadence on that, I will. And then eventually doing some Stitch With Me's. I just got to work on a camera setup for that. But thank you again. And I don't think I mentioned my Instagram. My Instagram is Cade's Crafts, and I will also link that down below. But I go by Cade online, and would love to have you follow me or check me out, and I can follow you back. Always love to look at what new folks are working on in the Flosstube community. So thanks again, and we'll talk at the end of September. Have a great day. Bye.